good day.
And we should possibly remotely be live. Hopefully everyone's doing all right today. I am heavily caffeinated. I have had my coffee beans and my coffee this morning. Hopefully it holds out. How's it going, Daladon? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully everyone else is doing all right, too. I did transfer over... Actually, I transferred over pretty much all of my high runes. I realize I am almost out of Vex, so I might need to actually farm some of those if I'm gonna do any rune words with that in it. Hey, Bells. Welcome to the stream. But, yeah, a lot of these ones that are 20, that's just how much I had on the mule. I have more in my Go mule, but I generally, ever since... I think it was the patch that they added the Sunder Charms the initial time. I've kept a list of just ones with at least X amount of each rune on it. Because, frankly, having to keep that updated and transferring stuff between them is a pain in the ass. Because most of my stuff is in a Go Mule file. That's always fun. But these are basically the totals that I have of these. The 20s is how much I had in storage on them. The 10s, I have a few more ists in the Go Mule. I think I have a few more gulls. I do not have more bears. That just happen to be on 10 right now. And of course the 9s, 8s, and 6s are just... I only have that many. I haven't transferred any over any of the ones from like the low rune things because we're going to be getting a shit ton of pretty much everything up to... I would say Am and Soul are where things start to drop off. So we can make rune words. Should we want? I'm basically prepping for the push to hell because I don't really feel like going full solo self-found. Even though it would be fun. Let's go ahead and cast up all of our crap. Now we could, because I transferred those over, go with this character through hell. Because we would start to have options. But for now, it's just, we gotta proceed. We will definitely be getting through normal with this character today. Sorry. Coffee being caught sideways. But we'll definitely be getting through normal with this character and probably starting on one of the characters pushing through hell difficulty.
I need a key.
And I think we are on players 1. Let's just make sure before we go and punch Mephisto in the face with a melee character. That's always fun to do whenever you have it on players 8. And you're essentially solo self... Ooh, Monster Shrine. Let's make another monster a boss. Looky there. Now, oh, I didn't actually equip him with it. I'm a Dumas. Did actually go and get the Blood Thief to equip on the Mercenary and just forgot to put it on him. It was on Pylock. That will be there. As far as the charms, I will probably be consolidating the charms we found on this into them. I'm not transferring over my high-end charms because I still use the pre-ROW, Reign of Warlock or whatever it is, characters, so. But I don't use them in this mode. Not yet, at least. I'll probably end up transferring them over eventually. Welcome to the Durance of Hate. Inhabitants include shitposters, keyboard gremlins, and people who think traveling with prams is a good idea in the metro during rush hour. Ugh. Ugh. If prams are what I think they are they the fish things? If I'm remembering correctly, they are. Aren't they those little, like, fish chip things? The shrimp ones? Or am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of prawns. Never mind. I'm a Dumas. Let's go look at what that is real quick. I don't come off as a completely pram. Oh no, that's a baby transport. Why was that prawn pram? My brain is just not there yet. Caffeine is still getting through the system before going in there. Admittedly, how else are you supposed to transport your baby, though? Unfortunately, I probably wouldn't take a baby out during rush hour anyway, if at all possibly avoidable. Because, frankly, probably not good for them, especially with how the world be. He holds the crisp blade wrong. The bastard. Let's see. That can go on the ground. That can go on the ground. We'll just sell them. Rush hour baby transport is overrated. Yeah, I mean, just use a catapult. I know. If you go by the name, it's just for cats, but it works for kids too. I entertained myself a little too much with that one. Okay, so we are actually good to go down there and kill them. One of those catapults. I mean, if you're really determined, you could use a trebuchet, but it doesn't have the fun name pun. Okay, we're gonna get up in their face. Aw, you're a holy freeze bastard. No! That's gonna make me so damn slow, especially considering I'm missing. Yeah. That was it. Cats are denizens of the durance of hate. Ah. I mean, Mephisto does have a bit of cat energy. So I can't even deny that one. The use of this sword just feels so funny to me. It's like, yeah, bonk, bonk. Dogs go to heaven, cats go to push evil urns off of pedestals. Yeah. Let's back off this way, and I'm gonna try and I want to see just how much damage we can do with this. I don't think we get to keep the mercenary alive during this, but we can try. But this is going to be much faster attacking than our normal one. I do actually, oddly enough, think this should be attack speed instead of cast speed. I know that's kind of not a great opinion, but and I gotta do this. We should have the strength for it. We are on the lookout for 3-socket armors as well. I'd probably be with the cats pushing stuff off of the shelves in hell. The only character that can one-hand a two-handed axe. I swear to God, these should have been able to be one-handed by the barbarians. Just like the swords. That would have been so cool to just have two giant freaking axes. Would have made me more compelled to play the... That's actually not even... It's not good. It's not terrible for where we're at, though. The fact that the Warlock can and the Barbarian can't slays you? Yeah. Yeah. Same. It's ridiculous. Okay, do we need... Yeah, we need a few of those. Did you use the term right there? I mean, it is one of the many appropriate uses of the term slay. There is slays me as in makes me laugh and just the ridiculous nature of it. There's also slay queen. That is literally just like promoting someone to be their whole full self. Those are the two main uses that I hear it as. So there's going to be someone out there who's like, you did not do that, Slay Queen, with enough gusto. I know. I am aware. I wish I had the energy to, but I can't. Not today. Actually, I got made to feel extremely old yesterday. I got a text saying that my phone is so old that it will no longer be supported by my carrier next month. It's always a great feeling. I'm gonna have to replace that. Let's go ahead and cast this up just to get a little bit more damage. Yay! Yeah, that's how I got made to feel old. I was like, oh, great. I am of that age where the stuff that I don't use it daily. I am not a big phone user, but when you have been using the same piece of technology that they're like, dude, your shit is archaic. We're moving on without you. And it's something that still feels relatively new to you. You know you're starting to get old. For those curious, I have literally only owned 2 phones. Two portable phones in my life. Every other phone I've owned has been a landline. I am that guy. Which, honestly, yeah. Let's see, that's more or less your dating experience. Your shit is too old, we've moved on without you. Oh, I feel that. Feel that in my bones. Oh, great. Lightning. Lovely. Do we want to bother doing the lightning trick? I think we might. Not the lightning trick. The gloam trick. To try and get like a bunch of magic find if we do terror zones in hell. I really don't feel like farming Sunders at this point. It doesn't seem fun to me. You're not really advancing your character much. You're just saying, oh, I already beat hell difficulty, so I'm going to get all these things that don't help me do it any better, just slightly faster. I'd rather start a new character and try out a different build. Yeah. I am of that age as well. That said, I'm also Demi, so it really, it's like, eh. Okay, guys. I've had people get extremely bewildered by the fact that I'm like, I don't really feel the need to date. Sure, interacting with people is nice. You can interact with people platonically and get about like 70 to 80% of the satisfaction of a relationship. With like none of the weird stress. Okay, so we need green. We're looking for Big and Iswally. We get more skill points for this guy. I still don't think we're going to take the melee character into hell. We might turn the summoner into like a have like melee support skills, because we're probably only going to go for, I would probably take a wild guess of 1, 2, 3 of the demon things maxed out, and maybe some of the blood oath. So we'd still have a good 20, 40 points left over. I am on the lookout for a 3-socket armor, though. It doesn't have to be a good one. I would like it to be light, but I don't need it to be light. Is wall? No, it's is unusual. Oh, it's ethereal. Did that guy just disappear? Nah, don't hate yourself for it. I've been doing bad dad jokes for the past several hours. And I was doing a bunch last night too. As Hollow can attest if he drops by today. I was talking about how the difference between an uncle joke and a dad joke is apparent. Ethereal? Yeah. How are we not hitting you with that? Okay, let's go ahead and we'll swap to this because it actually goes faster. We don't have quite enough mana leech to sustain it forever, but we can sustain it long enough for a boss. It's an ethereal! Ethereal? Man, he's got so much blasted life. There's a reason I leave it on players 1 for this part. Where he's got more life than he knows what to do with.
Kirill was a fool to have trusted me.
Was he now? Was he really a fool to have trusted you? Or were you just a fool in general?
I doubt it.
Tyrael was a fool. I mean, yes, he trusted me. So, 2 points. That's max levitation mastery, so we now have minus 40% weapon requirements. That puts it at very low. How much is it for this? 42 strength. That's not bad. Unfortunately, levitation mastery, absolutely useless for the build that I would probably run with this late game. Because the weapon I would use would be an ethereal Archon staff with obsession in it. That or Breath of the Dying, one or the other. Neither of which requires any points in levitation mastery to have any kind of progress on. I don't think we're going to mix with Hex Siphon. I think... Is it time? It might be time to invest in a demon. And we still don't have the level to get mirrored blades. Yeah, neither of those get synergies. We could go... We don't really get anything else from those, so I guess we could just dump into Echoing Strike. Cleave on progression, it gets bigger, and it does do a little bit more damage. That is another choice. We could boost up Purge. So you'd be able to stop recasting a lot. It does give us attack speed, too. So, honestly, I think out of the two of these, I think I might actually prefer Purge. Because this growth, although the growth on this one's not bad either. It's got attack speed as well. I do think I eventually want to go into Echoing Strike with this, though. I don't think we're going to get high enough level for it to matter. The current build is just dumped into Cleave on your Warlock for silly. Ah. Scythe Swing is super slow. I mean, it does have increased attack speed. And it doesn't go up in mana cost. That's a good thing, actually. I'm going to go with this so I still have flexibility. But Cleave does not actually look that bad right now. Okay, do we need mana potions? No. Yeah, getting this more duration so I have to cast it less is the big thing for me right now. Gives us less in the way of Cleave functionality, and it gives us less attack speed as well, but gets it to us for everything. And I do think having my coffee beans may have been a mistake. Because for some reason they were extra gritty today. But yeah, my sword is really slow as well. How far in are you with your scythe lock, sorry? Just out of curiosity. Have you gotten into the higher difficulties, second act? Ah. It's not too far. You're not no-lifing it like I am. I actually ran across some posts talking about how probably creators are not the best people to be asking about how to balance the pacing of your game, and I actually have to 100% agree with them. People who are able to spend many hours every single day in the game may not necessarily be the best people for determining your pacing. Because, like, back whenever I used to stream this excessively, I definitely probably, yeah, I'm using that kind of language today, apparently. I definitely would have found it a lot easier to get things, and there's a reason why I have so many high runes. But I think it takes like a certain kind of self-awareness to really be like, okay, my experience is I have spent 12 hours in a single day doing X. Most people get to spend that over the course of multiple weeks. You've sunk a lot into D&D. D&D is a lot of my off-camera time as well, but not in the way of playing it, but rather in the way of trying to bend Foundry to my will. Unsuccessfully in many cases, but hey, I'm trying. Yeah, most of my time has been spent doing that. I am at the point where I'm basically considering, maybe I should just... maybe I should just do the jank method. I probably will end up just doing the jank method for a lot of stuff. Oh, hi. Let's go ahead and get these going. Don't die on me, mercenary. I need you to stay alive so Hephasto dies. Yoink. Elford. Do I not? Oh, it's because I picked up the War Scepter. I'm a dumbass and I'm okay. I need more gold so I can kill today. Probably do some cubing and staffing today. Let you log in. Are you playing online or are you playing single player? I personally prefer single player because I don't have to deal with like, oh no, the servers went down. Good. I'm not going to die from lag. Always on the third click. Oh, and I didn't mean to throw that on the ground. We got an S. Ooh, ah. Usually just single player. It's just easier for me to play single player. That, and whenever I'm playing online, once the ladder ends, I just don't feel any attachment to my stuff. It's also easier for me to store stuff in single player. I can have as many characters as I want. And I don't have to worry about anything. There's a reason why they limit it online, but I think they've over-restricted it. Because the amount of storage space your characters use is very minuscule, but if you had absolutely unlimited, you would be running into an issue of there would be people trolling the servers and just making unlimited characters and camping names. That said, you can't camp names anymore. Except for account names, of course. Because they allow overlapping names because it is essentially I'm wagering it does. This is just a wager here because that's what a lot of games do is they'll have your character name at your account name. That way, and it'll just display the character name before the at kind of situation. We are eviscerating guys. They're like disappearing instead of dropping corpses. I'm not sure what that's about. Yay! We're level 26. We are one level away from a lore. And a couple more levels away from a data. Star Trek jokes. I should have done one of these as a hardcore run. But generally speaking, I don't want to do that whenever I am learning a character. Because the best way to learn is allow yourself to make mistakes. And you know the best situation to make mistakes in? When you can try again. Going straight into hardcore is kind of like trying to do heart surgery right the first time. No, you should probably practice it a little bit first. Let's see.
Greetings.
Trade, sell that for 20 grand. Yes, it's a decent scepter. But I don't need it. I don't need it. Just noticed that we had run out of our shield. Just trying to think if there is a 3-socket armor that I particularly want to keep an eye out for. Probably just a basic mage plate. Oh yeah, range guys are always lovely, especially whenever they're always sucking my mana so I can't actually do anything to them. Because I can't use my throw against these guys because I don't have the mana to throw in the first place. You jerk faces. This one, I think, is on the right side, but we don't really need to worry about that because we are a teleporting warlock. Still on the fence. Yum. Hi guys, how you doing? The joys of Oblivion Knights. At least they don't cast freaking Iron Maiden anymore. That's always a pain in the ass. And yeah, if you have good resist here and even just like mediocre equipment, you don't really have much to worry about anymore. Pretty much the main thing that's going to be a threat to you is going to be bottom right guy. I always forget his name. Jerkface Mick Nugget over there. We'll do him first this time. Usually we do him last. Just out of habit. Almost always go Stormcaster first and then go after him last. So why not mix it up? Especially considering most of the enemies here are not a threat to us anymore. Because we are level freaking 26. Excuse me. Really, really tempted to do a Guild Wars 1 run. I know that's kind of an odd thing to be tempted by, but I want to see how well that holds up. I guarantee you it doesn't hold up as well as my memory. Especially considering it is going to be different from my memory because it's an MMO, my guys. Oh no, you lower res me. I am still freaking mostly positive. That is the advantage of Ancient's Pledge. Hi, guys. Only guy that is even a remote threat. I am actually getting my ass handed to me. I had to use healing potions there. Huh? It's fine. Ooh, we got a Flamberger. Not a Flamberger egg, just a Flamberger. Probably gonna look cooler. Actually, no. The Shadowfang looks cooler. Your War Sword is 3-socket. What's a 3-socket weapon we haven't made yet that I could throw that into? Trying to think. Gonna sell that. Let us think. Weapons, swords, 3-socket. Could do Crescent Moon. Actually, most of the options we have are too high level for us. Yeah, I think I just need to wait until we get like a fast one.
What do you need?
Stop worrying about things being perfect and just where we want them. And we need that. But yeah, today's going to probably be a chill day as the caffeine wears off. Because, yeah. I have about half a cup of coffee left. I have about 5 coffee beans left. And I have water. So you can kind of guess how the day is going to go from that. And do we want anything from you? I don't think so. Death Mark, Echoing Strike. Yeah, daggers are an interesting thing to have his skills on. In that, yeah, it would have been cool, but not really that many daggers that work well for this kind of character build. I mean, you have like Wizard Spike if you're going faster cast, but it's not high damage. Oh. Hey! Oh. I mean... Nausicaan Relic's not bad. It's just, I was hoping it would be Eye of Etlik. Pretty sure it can drop here. That's our first unique piece of jewelry since we got this expansion. Yeah, it can make our fire resist pretty crazy up there, but do we really need that? Lightning is usually the biggest threat. There is a little bit of fire that's a threat, but Hello, D6. Oh, you got nothing but Decrepify on me, you bastard. You little bastard! Why you do this to me? Decided to make an offline one, turns out you were online? Ooh. That actually happens to a lot of people whenever they're playing on console as well, because it defaults to online too. PC defaults to online too unless you have it set to offline mode. It's always an extra click. You weren't as far in no players 8 meant no level rushing. Yeah. I like doing an early players 8 simply because it lets me play with more skills. I don't recommend it whenever there's like new players and stuff like that though, usually. Unless they're playing a sort of basically meta. I should probably heal before those guys spawn. Okay, so we have mana, healing, mana. We'll take the mana potion. It's just, it lets me play with the stuff without going completely overboard, because by the time I get to Nightmare, it is literally just fairly standard unless I've been doing players 8 the whole time. Did you really have to chill me there, bud? Come at me, Diablo. See what it does for you. And if we run out of mana, I will totally just drink a potion for it. Ow. You jerk face. Ta-da! He's really not that difficult to play with the martial stuff. By the time you get to hell difficulty, you are probably going to run into a similar issue as you run into with like paladins and stuff, but for the most part it's not going to be a problem. Where you're just wailing on things for an hour and a half and having trouble hitting. Obviously, if you transfer any equipment, it's 10 times easier. That's one thing a lot of guides don't really address. I mean, I'm kind of... I do address it, but I generally just do it as, okay, here's what I look for whenever I'm going through those. You can use the Hex to mitigate that somewhat. Level 1 skill on the right. Oh, reduce enemy defense? Yeah. Still think you have to hit them first to apply the Hex, if I remember correctly. But once it's on there, it's just fine. Let's see. One thing I am not liking is... And it's kind of an odd thing. Maybe I'm just being dense. But does it not feel like the synergies are not connected properly? Like this one, it is Eldritch Blast, Sigil Death, and Hex Bane giving this buffs. This gives Cleave a buff, but Cleave doesn't do anything for this. This one goes back and forth a little bit. But you don't really have like a obvious chain of things to connect, if that makes sense. There's not like a... Like in Bone Necros, there is an obvious like synergy between the bone spells. In the Lightning Sorceress, there's an obvious connection between the lightning spells. Whereas this feels just kind of convoluted, and it's across multiple trees, and just feels funky. I'm trying to think if there are any other classes that have that kind of like disjointed synergy. I mean, there's some like limited skill things, but... And obviously this tree makes more sense over here. But then you also have the sigils just not synergizing well. And of course, summons are just boosted by their masteries kind of situation. I don't know.
Not in town.
Send me to the east. Actually, if I remember correctly, this is back west. So the always into the east is a bit deceptive. Because if memory serves, isn't Ariat Summit on an island to the west? Let's see. Images. That is not what I was clicking on, but okay, thank you for not having that image there. There we go. I might be thinking of, yeah, no, Ariat is way over in the northwest. Yeah, always into the east is the travel across the strait, but that was to free Ball. Bail! And then they would have had to head back the way they came to go up to this. Because they released... I'm just completely blanked on his name. Yeah, they released Bale from... That's disconcerting. But yeah, they released Bale from the tombs in Luco Lane, which is on the western continent. And then they went across to Kuras to get the portal to here. And then they would have had to go right back where they came from, or travel across north towards the dry steppes, and then west to get to where we're at now. Admittedly, we did follow Diablo through the portal, so we didn't have to travel west. We were just teleported here by a happy little angel. He's an angel. Dong.
If you're here to
I am here to defeat Bale. Let's see, is there anything in here that we care about? Yeah, we need level 27. I am going to turn up players 8. Even though I do want to kind of rush through this. Would like to get up to 30 so we can see mirroring blades. I am Qualkek. Can you save my men for some low frickin' runes that don't ever improve on higher difficulties? Admittedly, we don't need players 8 to get a lot of XP here, but I'll probably leave it on until we get to 30 or until we get to whatchamacallit. My brain just farted. But yeah, until we get to level 30 or until we have to rescue Anya. Ta-da! Yeah, that does plenty of damage. Obviously, I do want to try it with the mirroring blades and actually have as many of them as possible, because I don't know if it goes in a straight line and you just get more of them on the chain of them, or if it goes into a fan formation. Because I have been intentionally not spoiling myself on this. Pretty much all I did was look at a little mechanics post a little while back after our third run through by someone that in the community that I trust to actually do their due diligence. Which is, oddly enough, not as many people as you would think. Generally speaking, some of the best people for getting info from are actually the German Diablo 2 players. I don't know why that is, but I mean, consistency. Okay. Do I want to go out of my way to get extra XP from these guys? Probably not. Because we still have a whole other area that we can kind of dip through.
I need mana.
And it got deflected off of terrain. So what other games have you guys been playing lately besides Diablo 2? I was watching, his name's Roy Martini. He was playing Diablo 2 for the first time last night. Apparently it is on Game Pass now. I did not know such things as these. So, if you're wanting to try Diablo 2 without the expansion, that is a pretty reasonable way to do it. You can actually get other games at the same time. We're going to go for more of that, and we are going to go for more dexterity, because we want to get our block up. Probably over 50%. Yeah, if we're hitting 2 targets, we are generally going to get our mana back. If we're hitting 1, we're stable. And obviously it has to be multiple leechable targets. If it's one of these catapults, we just don't care. And yes, I will grab you. And that must be, yeah, that's, we're getting a lot of crude and inferior items. If you're wondering why a lot of the like weapon and armor drops are just not showing up on the ground, it's because we have crude and cracked and all that stuff as invisible. You tried out Underkeep? It is, I enjoyed the demo. It is very short, but it's very promising as well. Probably one of the better demos I've tried in this Next Fest. Even the video I did on it is basically 1.5 to 2 playthroughs, because I did just wander around and try and like find out what kind of stuff would be not necessarily broken, but hidden passages kind of things. I do want to do a run through where I don't kill the mushroom at the end. Or where I give it the mushrooms. I do like that this is faster cast and it still leeches properly. There is definitely an opportunity there for them not to do that. In addition to Project Gorgon, you still play Haiku on mobile as a gacha from the Volley anime for 78 months, 100% free to play, and have nearly all the characters. That's cool. That's pretty uncommon for a gacha to let you get all the characters still free to play. Now that I'm being forced to replace my phone, maybe I'll pick up some mobile games. Maybe I'll set up screen capture from it. Oh. I don't know if the cheap-ass phone that I ordered is going to be able to do that, but... Because yes, despite the fact that I am having to get a new phone, I am not getting a freaking flagship anything. As long as it can do text and call, I am fine with pretty much any phone. I know that's kind of pathetic, but... Okay, we could actually equip lore now. I do wonder, does this actually ding durability? I don't think it does. Oh, we're gonna have to deal with the god-awful noise. No! It says, you should stop and focus on Project Gorgon. You made your guild and have always had more than 90 plus players in it. Dang. Flawless diamonds over here. Taking care of a guild is something that I'm glad that I don't have to do anymore. Sadly. Because back whenever I was like a guild leader in some games, it was just like a lot of work for like absolutely not much in most cases. It's herding cats. Of course, most of the guilds that I've been part of have been things with like either other content creators where our schedules are just absolute shit shows, or guilds where it is we were still kids at the time. So it hasn't been recently that I have ran a guild. Kind of interesting to run like a D&D actual proper community though. Take a lot to form one, though. I am mildly considering turning NPC Tavern into, like, one of those. But I'm not sure whether the name would fit that. I'd have to come up with probably something else to go for, like, a proper community. You know you picked a good channel name, by the way, whenever people start asking for it in your emails. I've had that happen with 2 of my channels now. Let's see. Actives. You don't want to let them fall alone because you're the one inviting all the new players to reinvigorate the roster. You know, kicking inactives and reinviting new players. Yeah. The thing that I ran into with the last time I did any kind of like running of a guild, it was Guild Wars. I wasn't originally the guild leader of it. I was just part of the guild, and we were, I think it was 100 and something members. And what happened was over time people just went inactive, and ownership of the guild eventually fell to me. So I was basically sitting there on an already kind of half-dead guild with like, I think it was 105 by the time I inherited it, left, and it was just like, I don't feel like it. I wonder if that guild is still under my account's control. I wonder how hard it would be for someone at Bloody ArenaNet to track that down, or if they would. I don't know if they would have deleted the old ones, because that account has not been logged into for over 20 years. Okay, so we're level 28 and a little smidgen. We might get to our Bonkville soon. We don't really have any mana leech is a problem. Whenever we switch over to Bonk, we're not going to have mana leech. I'm going to need to find a source of that.
I can't.
Okay, more block, 50%. Yay. More purge. It's the purge.
Afternoon.
Got mana per kill. What would be a good source of mana leech for me? I suppose I could grab a magic ring and do a little bit of crafting. Not entirely sure I want to, though. I'll switch to that. So if you were inactive for so long, the first one to log in gets to be the GM. It is... It's been ages, so I don't remember the exact inheritance setup, but I was part of the leadership of the guild, so I was like a next in line situation. So whenever they were considered inactive, it would just pass down to the next person in line. I don't know if it would happen that a normal member would get that, but it is possible. Let's see. I'm just looking through some quick lists real quick. Because I don't think we actually can craft Mana Leech. I think we can only craft Life Leech. Oh, never mind. We can get it on a helm. I think that's the only thing we can get, though. Yeah. Because gloves are fast, are regen, not that. So it would have to be on a helmet. We'd have to get a mask.
Evening.
Although we can get those from Act 3. We could just make one real quick. Would it be better than lore for this character? Probably. As far as... There's our mask. And it's only a Nephrune. So, you... Amethyst... Actually, we can make one of those. That's not going to be a problem either.
Impossible.
Okay, so that's going to be that. There we go. So that, oh, I did not mean to, we need the Nephrune, we need just Junk Jewel. Level 32 required. Bite me, game. But yeah, inheritance rules for guilds has changed over the years, because back then it was more Wild West kind of situation. If that makes sense. Okay, so we have that for later. What do you have on? You have Berserkers, which is fine.
Good to see you.
You'd happy to watch me play Guild Wars 1? Honestly, slightly tempted to like set it up to be a community thing. Just for everyone to kind of hang out with. I don't know how many people actually have it. Game gave you a Blood Raven with poison and cold damage. Ah! Yeah, she does get randomized equipment. It's always fun. There's a few enemies like that. Not a lot, but enough. You've heard they introduced mercenaries, so you were interested, but they've had mercenaries on that since back when I was still like super active in it. They added that wasn't too long after launch. But they were available at different points in it. The mercenaries were never super smart though. You'd have like, I think it was a healer, a warrior, and I forget what the other two were. We had a choice of like 4 whenever I played. It might be more now. But as far as playing through, I used to get the mercenaries and wander the countryside. You love games where you can play with an NPC or more than one? Yeah, chances are I would end up using those if I decided to just go solo. They don't work well enough for certain missions unless they improve their AI. So I remember trying to do one of the end game missions or quests. I just way back with, I want to say I was running a monk at the time. And yeah, it was hard to get the mercenaries to actually engage the group that you wanted. They're much more useful as a support. Oh, XP Shrine, players 8 as well? Okay. I'm just going to ignore most of these, although... Oh, we can't get 4 socket, it's normal. I keep forgetting that. My brain just goes, oh, it could be 4... No, it can't be. Because it is normal. You can only go to 3 sock. All of them. I suppose I could wait until we find a white light armor that I like and just turn that into a 3 sock to get the +2 skills. Okay, next group is... Wow. They just aren't going to spawn anybody near me while I have... That's how it goes with XP Shrines for me. Usually, I'll be chugging along, and if I'm not wasting time, I will run out of enemies. And we'll just have, like, a massive amount that just do not cluster. Yes. It was the Monk Warrior. I basically perma-stunned the dev team. is what it kind of boiled down to. There's way more to the story than that, but that was the fundamental part of it. But that's kind of what it was built around. So basically, I combined the 2 classes that are really good at debuff and control, if you build them for it, of course. And it ended up just being a little bit broken. Going through against, like, world enemies is way different than going through PvP, though. In PvP, it's more objective-based. In the actual story, you kind of have to beat up the whole swarm. And they tend to have slightly better numbers than you. That said, that same monk warrior that I used for those fights, because it wasn't a PvP exclusive character, because you could, at least back in the day, I don't know about nowadays, you could just have a prefab level 20, yada yada yada. The one that I had actually gone through the world and gathered skills and stuff and stacked them up specifically for that goal. And he was the same character that, yes, I struggled with some of just the missions solo. This was before they had the NPCs for you. But I struggled with some of the missions solo. But I also explored to points where they had placeholder assets just to get screenshots of the gray flat spots. There was a caravan thing up in the mountains of ice. Don't even know if that is or was still in the game whenever it released. Because it was just a point where there was no reason to go there. I just wanted 100% of the map clear. Because I'm that guy. That's going to drain all of our mana. Okay, we've got that. Oh, and we can equip our bonk now. I don't think it's going to be worth equipping our bonk. But I do want to see how much damage it does. Decent. We could always swap this out and put a skull in it. Do we have a pea skull? No, but we could. I mean, I could always just transfer them in as well. Okay, strip the thing out of the socket. Always forget this formula. I know it's a hell rune. Oh, it's a scroll of town portal. There we go. So it's a hell rune, which is... There you are. And a scroll of town portal. Give me a scythe. Any scythe. I do like the
Good afternoon.
scythe that we've been using. I just completely forgot the name of it. The mana leechy one. Reaper's Toll, I believe. You have it on? No, you have the Blood Thief. Where are you hiding? Soul Harvest. There we go. Reaper's Toll is hell difficulty, bully. So we strip that out. We put this in. Now it's got mana and leech. We got the bonk. And we got the leech. Let's see if we one-shot things. We probably do even on players 8 in normal difficulty with this. No, we don't. But we do leech enough that we don't have to worry about it being a single target now. And I am sadly using this almost exclusively for attack speed, if that's not sad and a half. Oh, we got a soul rune back already. Nice. Superior breastplate. That actually could. You're only 2 socket, you bastard. But no, we do decent enough damage. I just love that this is... It's reasonably fast with this skill. Just to cast it this way, we can use this instead of a normal attack, so we don't have to worry about getting increased attack speed on our gear just yet. Bash through that. Hi, guys. Bye, guys. Still not enough to one-shot those with it. That's sad. We could use a little bit more in the way of mana leech, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I do think that nerfing things whenever it just shuts down playstyles is not a bad thing. There's a reason that despite the fact that I play black-blue, I generally don't play counter decks. Because I find it really cheap to basically deny the other player the right to play. It never feels good for the other player. It always feels like you were cheap shot. Should probably just focus in on and bash these idiots. Yeah, I like actually allowing the other player to engage and get their engine running, just so we can see whose engine works better. That makes sense. Even if it means I lose. As much of a troll as I am at times, it does suck to be on the receiving end of that. So I try not to do it. Now, obviously, back then, I didn't necessarily always share this philosophy, but because we all change over time. That is the only real constant. Our motivations tend not to, but how we engage with things does. Okay, so Thresh Socket, can I get you before you get to me? Probably not, judging by how little damage I'm actually doing. Does this actually do a crushing blow? I don't think it does. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's taking crushing blow with it, so that is one drawback of this. And we can now have that. What does Mirror Blades do? Okay. That is going to be better for Mercenary, I think.
Put that to good use.
Yeah, definitely better for Mercenary. A little bit slower, but he does jab and shit anyway. And we are going to go for more block. 52% block. Trying to sap my defense there. Okay, which direction do we want to go? We're going to grab the Monster Shrine anyway. I do think that the Assassin's equivalent skill, which is it's the Blade Sentry, I believe is what it's called. The one that hovers back and forth. I think that might, if it had all the stats effect carryover that this had, it would probably be the better skill. I forget if it does or not, though. And yes, frozen beasts are considered beasts, not demons, so we can't steal them. Otherwise, they'd actually be kind of a good one if you can get a Fanat one. I'm glad they did limit it to just demons, because that does limit your ability to ensnare certain busted friends while still keeping it possible to get others. Supposedly, it's possible to get one of the undead revival guys from Bale. I'm forgetting his name. The poison enchanted one. There was a whole list of which ones you could and couldn't get. And I'm just like misremembering which ones it was. And yes, we will probably be using Bone Snap all the way through the rest of freaking normal difficulty. In fact, we would probably end up using it through all of Nightmare. Unless we got really, really lucky with drops. Okay, so we now have that. I'm going to get dumping into Mirror Blades because I want to see what happens whenever we get multiple echoes. Because that intrigues me way more than it probably should. Especially considering we are level 31 now. I'm gonna turn players down to 1 whenever we get to Crystalline Passage. Just for the sake of sanity. Because having to deal with that on players 8, I mean, it wouldn't be difficult. It'd be about as difficult as this is. But it can be harrowing as well. Harrowing. Although on normal difficulty, it's not as bad because you can't get globes, I don't think. You might be able to. It might only be one of the rando spawns. That's one thing that I am kind of on the fence about whenever it comes to hell difficulty, is you do actually have random spawn pools, but they're not entirely random. You have fixed random pools, if that makes sense. That's one reason why you get so many Burning Dead archers whenever you're going through the initial part of Act 5 in Nightmare. Okay, so there's where we're going. Mercenary might die to this. Yep, he died. He died, it did. Look at that slow attack speed. Bronk. Bronk. Awful. Do I care about getting him back? Not particularly. He's not super important. He's handy. Because he keeps him in one place so we can do our little throwy thing, but other than that, I'm not terribly attached to him. Yeah, I think on normal difficulty, all we can get here is Blood Temptress, the undead guys, and the Yetis. Gloams, by the way, are actually good junk droppers if you're set up to deal with them. So if you're looking for runes, gems, jewels, you could farm on places where they are common spawns. Ghosts are another one. The finger mages, which are the mana leechy guys in the Sanctuary, are good junk droppers too. Trying to think what other good junk droppers there are. Obviously the Gloams. So you can get those in Black Marsh. You can get those in City of the Damned. Well, the place before City of the Damned. The pre-waypoint area that I always forget the name of. There is a reason why usually I say I need to check my notes. It's because my memory for like the names of things is absolute blasted ass. Hi, how you doing? we go. Get you. We're probably not going to see... Well, we might. Yeah, we're still on Players 8. We might actually see this hit base level 5. We need 2 more. And I will pop that. I prefer target-rich environments on this character now. Yes, it does more damage, but... more damage to me while I'm leeching like crazy and hitting 95 hits per couple seconds is not bad. Look at that XP go up. XP go burr. Okay, that chainmail's probably only 2 socket, and it's not light. I really am surprised we haven't found some good light armor that is not enchanted. Inner Sanctum? Where are those guys? Can you guys stop attacking me while I'm like organizing my shit? That goes on the ground, that goes on the ground, that goes in there. Goes on the ground, those go in there. I have to clean my inventory soon. We'll probably do that whenever we go to get the potion for Anya. Cusco's potion. The potion for Cusco. The place where Iswal is the place I'm thinking of. It's weird because I can remember the names of a lot of other places because they have quests in them like Kurast Bazaar and stuff like that. Lower Kurast, Upper Kurast. That is just one that my brain just doesn't latch onto. Just like I don't remember the proper names of all the level 85 areas. I know what they like attach to, but pretty much unless it's like the pit, I'm gonna forget what it's called. I just know where to go find it. Actually, how is our durability doing on this? Probably... oh, it's pretty rough on it. We are struggling with durability a little bit. Okay, we should be getting close, thankfully. One thing that I think would be kind of a neat ability, it's not even just like Diablo 2 centered. I think it'd be neat to have a weapon that basically drains your mana while it's flying out and then gives you mana back when it comes back. If that makes sense. I might have to make something like that for one of the casters in the D&D thing I'm working on. Basically a spell point that reclaims itself. Because I'm using spell point casting in it. Oh no, I'm stunned. Whatever will I do? Get mana burned, probably. I mean, I have 50% block, so he's not going to burn me that bad. Get bonked, bitch. Hello, Anya. Let's see. What kind of trouble can we get into today anyway? New stats. We're going to go more dex. That gets up to 52% block. We're not really getting much progress on that now. Mainly because we have a kind of shit block shield. It's only 33%. So, chances of us getting super high on that is kind of low. Okay, so that's level 4 base. So one more level and we'll be able to start seeing... Those can both go away. That's garbage. This can go into shared. We will put it... Page 2. Just get it out of the way.
What do you need?
Your next D&D character is going to be Garbage. 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 I have thought about like making a few pun characters, by the way. Like Irenicus Percival Freely. Although that's more of a wordplay than a pun. Stupid Anya not letting me follow her through her own portal. I still don't understand why they don't fix that. Make my life so much easier. It is absolute butt cheeks. And she doesn't even sell books.
Good evening.
Nobody here sells books, now I think about it. I just realized. Ain't nobody selling no stinking books. Orsh bagorsh. We'll go with more stats. How are we looking on block? 55%. Eh. It takes so much to get it up whenever you are using a low block shield. But there's not much you can do about it with this particular, with the kite shield. At higher levels, it's not as big of an issue, but I should have resurrected Dingus. Eh. Ah, the invisible lightning bolts. So much fun. Oh, and we didn't even get the well filled up and all that? Duh. Duh. Ew. Yon bastards. But yeah, I keep going back as to which classes to focus on working on. So I actually have progress on some of the classes that probably won't be available on the first beta tests. Like the first public test, sorry. Of the system. Opportunity attacks are not going to be default. You're going to have to actually have a skill for them. Because I want to promote more mobility in combat as well. If that makes sense. Because that is one thing that is severely lacking in D&D combat. You generally end up with a bunch of people just standing in one spot, punching each other so they don't end up with opportunity attacks for unnecessary damage. So we want the waypoint here if possible. We want... I think what else we particularly want. We don't care about the golden chest here. What else would we actually want from this? Ooh, a fire enchanted bastard. He's luckily far enough away that it's not going to matter. And next level, we will have enough to get this up to 5, so we can actually see what the echo does. What'd that echo do? Let's see. But yeah, mostly, I am probably going to be focusing more on just having chill stream today. We can try hard another day. Let's see. You haven't settled on it yet, but playing the Kobold Warlock Gabarge, worshipping the Great Old One, Jafard of the Lord of Expulsion, a sentient landfill. He connects us by his expulsions and allows us to commune as only teenagers can. Sentient landfill makes me want to see this as a Fraggle Rock episode. I'm not sure if that is the intent. That is absolutely where my brain is going with that. Okay, this is going to end up broken. Even without, like, good gear, this ends up broken. Because we have 2 of them now. Just chucking through things. I don't know if we get leech on both of them. We might not. We're definitely getting damage on both of them. That is a damage amplifier of niceness. And it doesn't have a massive spread either. Like, even we have the up close is about like that, and then the distant is damn near just a straight line. Hey, DF, how goes it? Fortunately, Warlock can't get Cloud Kill, Stinking Cloud, only gaseous form. Aw. I mean, there's probably ways. Not easy ways, but ways. But hopefully you're doing all right today, DF. I am slowly figuring out just why everyone's going for the freaking Echo Strike thing on here. Because it is literally broken. Filling your tummy with grub. Ooh, how's Al doing? Coming off of a bit of a caffeine high. So I still have half a cup of coffee, but it is the caffeine I originally spawned in with today has started to wear off a little bit. We are 2 hours in, so it's about as expected. And yes, this is a 2-hour-old coffee. Fear my stale coffee. As far as how interesting this build is, it's actually... It's mildly boring. Oh, that guy has issues. It feels like they introduced more bugs with the expansion. Like they were working off of an old build. Because we have had, like, disappearing enemies. We've also had shit like that going on. So what are you eating, out of curiosity? Anything particularly tasty? I'm probably going to have some chicken and mashed potatoes after this, personally. Would you like some chicken and mashed potatoes? Going to say not the same people who made the original. Yeah, it's not. But it feels like they are working off of the old build. Yeah, leather armor's not going to work for us. We definitely want, like, breastplate or mage plate. Something that can get 3 sockets. Sorry if I'm a little, like, concentrated, though. See, it only took 50 clicks, but gave you a scythe, or a self-repair scythe. I mean, that's handy enough. I mean, considering this is a durability necessitating build. Nothing special, just pasta and meatballs? There are a lot of good pasta and meatball dishes. There is spaghetti and meatballs. There's Swedish meatballs. There's making meatloaf out of meatballs and putting it into pasta. Sorry, meatballs into meatloaf. There we go. My brain can brain. The very plain one. Are you eating airplane food? No, I know you're not. The airborne DF. There we go. It's plain food. Your arms must be tired. Ha ha ha. Oh, there's a 3-socket armor. Haha. Just want something easy along with some ketchup. Ooh. Some meatballs actually taste really good with ketchup. I know that's going to be like, ugh, travesty to some people, but it's not bad. It's just like eating a freaking Salisbury with ketchup, which isn't my ideal way to go, but okay, we're gonna socket 3 socket. We're gonna do armor. Hellshell Raw is the Warlock one. It has enhanced damage on it, funnily enough. I don't think it can proc off of our throw, though. The chance on striking stuff. We all have our own taste. One way or another, we'll find something that works for us, doesn't always work for someone else, but who cares as long as you enjoy your food? Exactly. It's the whole pineapple on pizza discussion. Yeah, it's not exactly the best. What level are we? We're level 34. But I can tolerate it, even though I don't particularly like it. I don't think it should be such a controversial thing, because it is sweet and savory. I prefer spicy and savory, personally, but that's just me. We could go Hysteria instead, but I think Authority is going to be what we can use across the most of the stuff. Fresh pineapple on pizza you prefer over canned pineapple, so you rarely have it. Understandable. Slightly different texture, a little bit more firm. For me, it's just, I'm not a huge sweets person with savory and stuff. I'm not a huge fan of ham and pineapple just as a dish, so. We are going to go hell, shale, and raw. I might need to transfer some more hells. I just didn't have any on that one. Hell, shale, and raw. Authority. What are we playing? Freaking BG3 here? A little bit slower run speed. A little bit uglier outfit. But now we do even more damage.
Afternoon.
And now we have even more mana leech. Have a good lurk, though. Gonna need to clean up after foods, though, so we'll be back in a bit. Understandable. Understandable. Real life is important. I'm gonna start selling those, because I do actually have a massive backstock of junk jewels that I will probably end up transferring over. Oh, I forgot. That stealth gives us the cast speed. So we can't spam this nearly as much now. Oops. That's a my bad. So yeah, this is just armor that's gonna go to the next guy. Because we do need the cast speed for this. Okay, do we keep dumping into this? Because we can get that. We'll probably at most see 3 echoes. Or do we go into Hex Purge? I think I'm going to go keep into Mirror Blades. In case we get 4 more levels, which we probably... Well, we might. We might. Found the Cleave plus Purge synergy. You walk into a group, swing once, and it explodes. Yeah. It's extremely functional. We were using that early on to a pretty decent effect before we were able to sustain ourselves with the mana from the weapon toss. I'm never going to remember the name of this. Echoing Strike. There's our 2 paws. And I forgot to clean up my inventory. How did we not one-shot you? Obviously, it's not enough damage for going through hell, but we are pretty punchy. I do think I am going to start a poll to see which one we go through hell difficulty on, though. Because I have a feeling this is going to take us up to 3 hours unless I take it off of Players 8. But Players 8 lets us try out more things sooner. So I don't mind keeping it just a little bit. Just a little bit to make us happy. Just a little bit of murder as a treat. It's fine. Yeah, we'll probably use that armor on the summoner if we go into hell with that. I'll decide later if I'm going to do a poll or whether I'm just going to do what I feel like whenever we start the stream for Nightmare. And hell. Are we going to get through Nightmare and Hell in one day? No. Because I'm not speed running it. I want to have the experience of, okay, just casual player going through. One reason that I think a lot of guides struggle to appeal to people is because they write from the perspective of, I am trying to go through as quickly as possible, as easily as possible, as opposed to, is this build fun to play, or do I need to be having like 97 APM? Well, 97 APM isn't a lot, but it's a decent amount. 130 APM. Man, you are like that Frozen Scourge's mother did not love it. It's Fire Enchanted Frozen Guy. I want to savor the game. Whereas a lot of other people want to binge the game, if that makes sense. I want to sit here and chew my food. All the food analogies just gonna come to the surface right now. I always forget that the shield actually stuns enemies too. Makes it really busted against non-bosses. Especially considering bone armor, which is the analogous skill to this, doesn't stun. And I am not using that teleport. I probably should be. This is giving us a damage boost per level, but not going to make a big difference. It doesn't have a high base damage. Okay, so waypoint. I mean, everything that spawns in here is going to spawn near an edge. So if we just go around the outside, we will eventually find the blasted waypoint. Yeah, my goal whenever I was writing guides was make the guide as long as it needs to be, not as long as would be maximizing profits. I get really weirded out whenever I see people really just diving in on these like 50, 60 minute guides on very, very superficial topics. There are a few creators who actually make that long of guides on every single freaking item and skill. I don't have the patience for that to like watch that. I am a huge believer in make the content you want to consume, and if they want to consume that, that's cool. I don't have a problem with it. To each their own taste. But I always find it kind of tedious to watch guides like that. Because generally speaking, if I'm watching a guide, it's funnily enough not going to be on video game. I'd rather do written guides on video games to consume them. The guides that I tend to consume are for like creating something in an engine that I have, or a tutorial on how to make a certain visual effect kind of stuff. In which case, tell me right at the front, don't give me the recipe rigmarole. Which is a serious issue. It's an issue on YouTube. It's not even just a Diablo 2 issue. It is just an issue on YouTube in general. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of people struggle with retention as well. But as far as the content I create on Let's Play Everything, I create that content because that's the kind of content that I like going to sleep to. For guides, I want them to be succinct and to the point, so I would never have a guide be that long. Same reason why I like long format live plays and podcasts. They are really good to go to sleep to, and I can usually figure out where I was whenever I passed out and just hop back to that to get the rest of the story that I missed because I fell asleep. For example, World of Io. I almost called him Legend of Io. World of Io had a few series that I watched. The Fandelver one, it may only be a few episodes long, but each episode took me like 3 watch sessions to watch. Because I would get through a bit of it, go to sleep. Tommy is best boy still, by the way. The Goblin Murderer. Find that kind of stuff hilarious whenever a character just gets the bonkers backstory because of some lucky rolls. Entertains me greatly. Okay, this one's going to be a tough nugget. We're going to go after Maddock first. The other two should stay close enough that they just get bonked by our stick as well. We haven't even gotten ourselves our block back up. I just realized this is fine. Oh yeah, our shield is down. That would be why. Yeah, having the shield go down means we take a lot more damage from the physical guys who take our shield down. I do think Spinny Bastard is going to be the biggest pain in the ass. Just a second and I'll read chat, by the way. Ta-da! Yeah, he's going to be the biggest pain in the ass because he's going to keep spinning to either side of us. I could do teleport slams on him, but that's not going to work out very well. Because we'll just teleport where he was and swing rather than actually hit him with it. You are a worthy opponent, hero. Cool. So level 8 there. We'd need 2 more levels to actually see that go all the way. And I just realized we were on players 8 again for this. It is 7% block. Woo! Yeah. So amazing. Am I going to remember to take it off of players 8 for Pale? I don't know. I've been a bit of a dumbass today. Welcome back. Yeah, we defeated the Musketeers. And boy, were they musky. But yeah, I kind of wish I would have remembered to take out of players 8. That would have taken way less time. Gotten us the exact same amount of XP. But it's not a big deal. Oh no, our shield is down. Whatever will we do? Put it immediately back up. Let's see. Tom Fox Goblin and Tommy is funny. Yeah. I do find it kind of consoling to watch another DM actually have issues remembering what fucking voice they used for a character. Because he has that issue with the old goblin in that episode as well. I think it goes through like 4 different voices throughout the entire time, which is exactly what happens to me because I will forget what voice I gave even my own characters sometimes. You have it with names. If I don't have my notes open, I do. But if I have my notes open, I'm usually pretty good with it because I'll have... I have a sort of, like, text village. It's probably the best way I can describe it. Just a group of texts, like text docs, all bundled together for the world. Myriad of personalities in one. I tend to be bad at not being able to make likable NPCs. Mainly because I have a hard time drawing the line of when is the NPC oversharing to the point of being unrealistic versus when are they being too cagey and just sow distrust. Get popped, bitch. Okay, we need the waypoint here. We might see one more hammer come out of this. Because I think we're, what, one level away from it? Your NPCs are just instant suspects unless they're merchants. It's always the merchant, though, that does it. I'm just imagining, like, the changeling blacksmith now. Who works in a forge staffed by mimics. Sound like a plan to anyone else? Maybe. Let you write this down. Oh no. Well, I know what's happening in Evil Corp. I think I might not be the sorcerer in the next Evil Corp if I end up being able to participate in it. I think I might go with a martial class just to get outside of my norm. Question is, what? Bring whichever you want. Ah. Can I be a mimic? Actually, being a mimic in Evil campaign would not be out of place, at least. Just be a Dark Souls mimic. Have, like, another player character that just carries you around on their back. And you just pop out. Rawr! Be wary if I ever have you encounter a group of enemies with a giant freaking treasure chest on their back. That is 100% not a treasure chest. Well, I'd probably say 95% not a treasure chest. Hey, Hollow, how's it going? Friend of yours in a D&D campaign from a long time ago played as a sentient bag of holding. The only, like, difficult part in that is the other players have to know about it. Otherwise, it gets really hard to kind of stay in character and not metagame it a little bit. If that makes sense. It's also why generally if you're playing a subversive character, you have to kind of have a plausible background. So it can't be anything too extreme. But yeah, if the other characters were in on it, that would actually be really fun from a player's perspective, because you're basically co-world building at that point. Which is something that I wish happened more often, but generally speaking, co-world building requires a lot of trust between both the DM and the players participating in it. And that's not always possible unless you have a really close-knit group of friends. Or really experienced players that aren't going to go off the deep end. Are we going to get... We might get one more mace. Provided we can actually find some enemies while this XP shrine is up. Doesn't look like we're gonna, though. Give me more enemies, please. Thank you. Now, I am going to have to drop it to players 1 for bail so it doesn't take a year and a half. Yonk and yonk. I am curious as to how you set that up from like the players engaging with each other's perspective. Like, did they actively know that he was playing that, or was he kind of like a co-DM playing NPCs and just happened to end up being something that they were carrying with them? I'm just concentrating a little bit. We do want to get this, just so we can see what 3 of them looks like. It does get a little ridiculous. And it doesn't cost more mana to cast 3. Although, I think... Yeah, it doesn't throw actual bone snaps. It throws just basic mauls, unfortunately. Which is kind of unfortunate. We're going to switch back to players 1. And we are going to grab a bit more vitality. Yeah, we're only at 57% block. That's more than enough. Here, you fools. Look at how much damage we're doing with a freaking bone snap. Bone Snap, by the way, very good weapon just in general. If you're playing a martial class. Yeah, most people can't use it without a shield. I mean, can't use it with a shield, but Whirlwind Barb, that'll carry you through most of Nightmare. Charger, it can work with. I wouldn't bother with it with on Zealot because you'll just get stuck in animation lock, essentially. Hello, Bale. How are you doing today? Just standing inside Bale. It's fine. He's not a real threat. Yeah, we have good resist, so the fire's not going to hurt us. Get your ass back here, bud. making me come off the pedestal there. Oh man, so threatening. Now here's the actual one that could be mildly dangerous. Makes it look like a cakewalk. I mean, Diablo 2 in general is a bit of a cakewalk. At least until you get to, like, hell difficulty. Obviously, on first playthrough, you're going to run into more trouble, but all you really have to remember is energy is a trap, and invest heavily in, like, 1 or 2 skills or their synergies. And you're going to be fine. Preferably skills that allow you to remain mobile, so don't be investing in freaking bloody Inferno or anything. But 90% of the skills are absolutely doable to beat the game. Ow, can you stop doing the mana drain thing there, friend? Arctic Blast only run is something we need to do, yeah. Yes, it is. Thankfully, I've gotten to the point with this character that I don't have to worry about it. Came very late to the Diablo party. Honestly, Diablo 2 is going to stay probably my favorite Diablo unless something drastic happens. There's another Berserker helm. Lightning resist boots. They are better than what we got. Got that. That.
Greetings.
We've got Dickweed over here. Hi, guy. How you doing? We don't care about you. Are you going to give me a portal this time? Yes, you are. Cool. Congratulations on giving me a portal. Makes me so happy. You've only finished it once, at least past Bale. Yeah, I mean, if all you're interested in is the story, just go through normal and you'll be set. It's only going to take about like 8 to 10 hours at most. Probably why you're picking up the Steam version one day. Yeah. It'll probably go on sale around Christmas too. If you're looking for it at like 30. That's at least the pattern they've been following the past few years. You spent days? Well, I mean, how many hours a day, though? And also, which class? There is a trap with Necromancer that a lot of people fall into. Because right around, I would say, Duriel, you run into a little bit of a wall with him, unless you are running very specific builds. Of course, that's true of a lot of them. Slayer Bonklock. So I think the character we are going to be going with is going to be Peacelock. So I do need to drop in here and transfer items over to him. Played Berserker and had to build all over the place. Probably not as much use as you died so many times. Ah. Barbarians. Okay, so we want that. I think that's probably going to be our better boots. Don't think we care about the Blood Mask or Bone Snap. Ancient's Pledge, doubtful we're going to use it, but it's there. In our stash, we actually want to grab this and move it over. We have helmet, armor, those lovelies. I mean, I could switch over just like high-end gear and just be set, but I don't want to do that. We need to get our mercenary back.
Welcome.
Because he has... Oh, we could use Blood Thief. It's fine. Blood Thief is on page 2. Weapon-wise, we don't care about the helmet. We don't care about the mace. We don't care about those. Should probably get some better armor for the mercenary. We would like to do Druid if you get around to it. You're interested in the shape-shifting coming to Grim Dawn? Yeah, Grim Dawn's probably gonna have a fun one. Let's see. We could use a belt with more slots. As far as charms, we just care about resist for the most part because we're going to be a summoner. I don't think we grabbed the Grand Charm. Don't care about those.
Good day.
That's going to be what we start looking at. Have a good lurk, DF. May the rest of your day go well. Okay, so we got Bonk Lock. We're doing Peace Lock, so I need to be jumping to my Asthma. We're going to go to Nightmare and unload him. We're going to get him set up as best we can. You don't have anything that we want to pass off, do you? Not really. I mean, we got Arctic Furs and Malice and all that fun jazz, but none of these are going to be terribly great. The only thing we might consider is a Charms. So you have cold resist 5, poison resist 7% might be worth it. Not exceptionally worth it, but maybe. There's my Asthma. Pylock is the fire one. He probably doesn't have anything good on him. We're just transferring it over to the summoner, and we're going to be playing the summoner. We're probably not even taking all of these charms. I'm just consolidating them, and then we'll consider using them whenever it gets over to him. No, that's Nader. That actually might be better on the mercenary. Until we can get him like a blood helmet or something. Nothing worthwhile there. We might actually go with a Act 1 mercenary as well, but I'm not certain on that. I think Act 2 is still going to be overall the best. So let us go. Get Peace Lock, play. We're going to go to Nightmare first and get everything equipped. Then we're going to go to Normal, probably, and get ourselves a new Lister or Hephasto, probably. You currently have Butt Nugs equipped. I'll give you Stealth for now. Toss that in there. I'll deal with it later. We have too much junk in here. So now that's +2, +1. That's good resist for the mercenary.
I'll put that to good use.
We get the stabby bits for him as well.
I'll put that
And now
to
he's
good use.
capable. We'll probably be upgrading him to Might eventually. Hey, Bubbles. How's it going? Sorry, Fartson, how you doing? Okay, belt-wise, we don't really have much to do with. That's 37. This is better. We absolutely do swap the rings in. Wrathmark. Rhyme, I think we actually keep. This is going to be better for us overall. And I'm going to add that to our belt, and I'm going to drink all this bullshit up. This is going to be in the way. What else do we actually want equipped? Fire resist, strength. We might actually be able to fit most of these. We're going to have really good fire resist. Cold resist. Yeah, we can fit them all. That puts us at absolutely ass poison resist. Call you both if you want. Bubble fartsin'. Just gonna give you a little bit of a side glance there. Fart bubbleson. Ew. Oh my. As far as what we want to level up, we are going to go. I kind of want to just get Goatmen because they're the most straightforward. Mr. Fart Bubbles. Hey. Horrible story. This would be, Jesus, back closer to when I started doing YouTube the first time. Have you ever had one of those little, like, you got to toot while you're doing something. You are focused and you are in the zone. And you got to just pass a little bit of gas. You're like, oh, what harm could it be? And you pass it and you're like, I don't smell anything for a while. But then you feel it just kind of like the bubble of the fart itself just kind of crawl somewhere. And just it hits your nose and you just feel like you are dying on the inside. Yeah. Those are always fun. I am going to get more Bind Demon first, I think. Mercenary's good. We're good. Gonna put that on our swap, just in case we need it. What kind of resist do we have with that? Not bad. Don't have a good weapon to go with it, but it's fine. It's the fine. I don't know what we would even put on there. There. Good resists. The equipment. Now, do I like the aesthetic of the breastplate? Makes me think of Raphael a lot. Hey, Affit. We had just finished normal difficulty on Bonk Lock. I'm probably gonna go Summoner. In fact, we might just... Are we on Players 8 still? What quests do we have? Let's go do a little bit of Zen Nightmare today. But this is the character that we are going through all of the hells in. How many summons can we have at once? 3. Okay, and it does not get rid of our big boy. I would like to get a better summon than that, but we just got him out of normal. It's fine. We're on Players 8. So having just Lister wandering around with us is a thing. Might be worth just getting a Shaman, now that I think about it. They follow Pokemon rules, by the way, for anyone wondering. Where basically, the lower their life, the more likely you are to be able to capture them. The percent listed is your percent chance to bind at full life. But yeah, it is pretty late. How are you doing, Affit? I am going to set that up. There we go. So I can actually see what the hell's going on. What in the nine hells? Ooh, someone is playing Resident Evil. What a surprise. No, we're not raiding into anybody playing Resident Evil today. Everybody and their dog is playing Resident Evil. So I figure if people wanted to watch that, they can go watch the 97 million people that are covering it. Okay, so there's Den of Evil. I'm going to get Cold Plains, of course. I might swap out Lister for a Shaman, just because lulz. We can have all the minions from that. Also, these guys do get stronger as you get into the higher difficulties. So I don't have to worry about them crumbling like a wet paper towel right now. New name unlocked. Let's see. Of course, we do have DF doing Untucked Deity as well. But yes, I am setting it up so that after we get done with Den of Evil, I can raid out. Because my caffeine, unfortunately, has it's worn off a little bit. If you couldn't tell. Okay, so we need Summoner, you. We need them not to die is the trick. There we go. Summon me minions. Oh, I should have grabbed Bishy Bosh. I'm a dumbass. You know what? We can grab Bishy Bosh. I'm going to go grab Bishy Bosh. At least then we'll have the chance at actually having something cool on him. So he spawns top left. We watch this guy. He should summon some friends. Just as soon as we get into combat.
Hi there.
Then we will lose them all as soon as we've chained Bishy Bosh. He also probably has Spectral Hit if I had to take a wild guess. No, he's got Extra Strong. Absolutely useless. Two Grand Charms like right out of the gate. Come on, give me Bishy Bosh. There we go. Now we have a Bishy Bosh. A multi-shot Bishy Bosh. Have a good lurk. Let's see what he actually has. Magic resistant, fire enchanted, multiple shots, and extra strong. So he good. He's good. We'll go and grab ourselves some extra mana potions back. Now, you need to stop reviving people. Bishy Bosh, get busy doing your own revivals. No? You're just going to be an angry one? Okay. His AI is not cooperative. He is staying behind. Oh, our mercenary died. Whale. Gosh darn it, golly gee willikers. Now we go and do this.
Welcome.
Yeah, he can summon minions. He's just choosing not to because he's a jerk. I do find it interesting how far his tether is, though. None of the other demons have like anywhere near that long of a tether.
Another den of evil. Let's root them out.
Maybe he won't actually summon it because he is Bishi Bosh. I don't remember if he actually does revivals himself. He can. I don't know if he does it until there's no other enemies left. I can't say I've paid that close of attention to him. Ta-da! And no, we don't have the filter on this character. We only had it on Bonkalok. We get to see all the gold that drops, all the scrolls that drop, all the everything. And yeah, I don't think he is going to summon people, whereas the normal ones will. So it might actually be worth just getting a normal one at this point. Just so we can have the Swarm of Fallen. Just there to help us murder all the bads. Although I am just literally dropping them on top of them. That is such an expensive spell for the chances that you have. Do we have another Shaman? There is another one over here. Well, ass. Okay, so we swapped him out, swapped Bishi Bosh out for a new one. That will, he actually already has summoned something, so sure. That works. Plated Belt would get us another slot. It is cold and lightning. Did we not equip you? Oh. Yeah, we need 1 level into strength. Because we don't have enough strength to actually equip that at the moment. How many do we have? He only has 1 minion. I mean, that's still better than the other one had, but still. We don't ever actually get to see it up here. It is literally his minion, not ours. As far as probably the best ones to get, there's a handful of very good enemies to smack around and get as minions. Wait, do we actually have 2? Yeah, we got 2 now. Sweet.
You have cleansed the...
It will accumulate. We'll just continue getting more Bind Demon. But on that note, I think I am going to raid you guys out. Who do we have doing interesting things? Who's doing interesting things today? We'll raid a DF. Even though I'm sure most of you already know who that is. I need to go get some food. I need to wake back up because going to sleep now would suck. And I will see you guys tomorrow when we'll be doing more D2 and actually going through Nightmare, possibly all of it if we're lucky. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!